They thunder from the north and they're immune to the cold. We are going to talk about frost giants. Hello everyone, and welcome back down here to the Gamer's Den with me, your host, Jordan, your master of lore and storyteller extraordinaire. Continuing on with changing fantasy cultures today, taking a look at frost giants, those fearsome, towering foes that leap from the snow and the ice, designed actually after the Scandinavian people during the Dark Age, the Viking Age. They have that overall aesthetic and look to them in their stylization, the mode of dress, the way their beards are styled, even the fact that they favor chainmail armor and use great axes. It's pretty typical for Pathfinder and Dungeons and Dragons. But there are ways we can go about to change them up to help them feel fresh and new. But before we get into any of that, if you're new here to the channel, then go on down there, hit the subscribe button, and become a regular member here at the Gamer's Den. Or if you've already listed yourself in such a legendary roster of epic adventurers such as that, then go on down to hit the like button and share the video far and wide. But now, let's go ahead and start taking a look at how we can change up frost giants. And ideally, what you'd want to do, just to kind of help keep the overall aesthetic, is look at cultures that live within that Arctic Circle region from across the globe here. And there are two that kind of sprang to mind, and one of which actually surprised me quite a bit just reading up on it. One was the Inuit people, and the other were the Siberian Peoples. Now, when it comes to Siberia, I was surprised because there's a wide swath of indigenous people to Siberia, which, you know, makes sense once you actually think about it, but, you know, that's not what was initially in my mind. And because it's such a wide swath of different people, so many different individual tribes and cultures that are located in an area that's got several other nations along its borders, there are different influences that kind of have cross-pollinated in. Like, it's near enough that it had several tribes had Turkic influences. There are other tribes that had more Russian influences, and then also Mongolian. So you have a very distinct amount of different cultures there that really kind of gives you a wide array of options to pick and choose from, depending on how you wanted to reshape your frost giants. But the most important thing is that you just kind of change things up a little bit, because I mean, you can still keep them within the cold, you can still keep them up in the frosty mountains with that pale glacial blue or white skin and the pale white or yellow hair and beards that are intricately tied, but add in some color to your frost giants. If you want to keep them closely tied into their setting, to the origins and roots and histories that are already pre-established, say in the Forgotten Realms, then you can do that, but just give them a little bit more color and vibrancy in their lives. Let them be wearing purples, blues, indigos, greens, yellows, the Dark Ages, early medieval, all the way through the Renaissance. Our ancestors loved having color in their lives. It was a very important thing. It's not like how you see in modern pop culture, the way people are depicted, especially like in the show Vikings, where they're using this dark black, dark brown leather biker gear, basically. They had color in their lives, and you might be thinking, well, wait a minute, that's not tactical. They're leaping out of the snow and ambushing people. They want to blend in with their surroundings and environment. True, from a tactical sense, if it's a planned raid or an attack, there is advantage to that. But then again, frost giants already bury themselves in the snow and ice anyways, so they're gonna be covered and concealed anyhow. And they can do that because they're immune to the cold. So you can have them leap out and still be wearing some bright purple undergarment beneath their chain armor, or even over their chain armor. So give them a little bit of vibrancy, even if you don't want to change them up too much. And then as far as the Inuit people go, I mean, bows, arrows, spears, lots of heavy furs, as opposed to, you know, maille armor. But still, it's a different look, a different aesthetic, and a different kind of culture that you can immerse frost giants in and still have them fit environmentally and still fill similar roles while changing up their overall alignment as well, if you choose to make alignment a kind of a feature or mainstay in your games. So you have a wide array of options here. I mean, just going through Siberia alone, the number of different cultures that are there, it's great. It's absolutely amazing to read up on. I plan on doing a lot more reading myself, but I encourage you to do so as well. And yeah, overall, really, that's it for now. This was a relatively short one. Mostly just because I've got a lot more reading to do, a lot more research to go through. It's definitely fascinating stuff, and I highly recommend you do something to change up Frost Giants overall. Don't let them just sit at neutral to chaotic evil, depending on which game you're playing. Change them up. Make them feel fresh, new, and distinct to help your homebrew worlds feel that more fresh and distinct. But with all that said, I've been your host, Jordan, your Master of Lore and Storyteller Extraordinaire. Thank you all so very much for your time, and you all have yourselves a good night.